Hey everyone. So we're gonna do a late night late night DoorDash session. Let's see. Sorry, moving the camera around, but we'll do this. All right. Okay. How's everyone doing today? And there's the link. So I did do a I was on the panel on Bimbo's channel. We were talking about Bruce Springsteen, and he does the College of Knowledge when it comes to music. And I'm a big music fan, but I have to admit, I don't know a whole lot about Bruce Springsteen. So, who here knows a lot about Bruce Springsteen? Let's see. All right, and we're going to go dashing a little bit. All right. It's 56 tonight. It's pretty chilly. Hopefully, I can get a couple decent orders tonight. We'll see. Oh. There's a burger place, Five Guys here. I don't know if wherever you're from, they have a Five Guys, but let's see. anyone wants to come on the panel, just click the link. Non-carbonated, please. Mm. All right. Yeah, if it's gonna be this slow, I'm not sure if I want to stay on too late tonight. How's everybody doing, by the way? Slow night for sure. Yeah. Hold on 1 second, guys. Jeez. Hopefully, the next order I get is gonna be a little bit better. I'm not sure. We'll see. Sure. Sure, it's closing up. Oh, hello. How are you?
Hey, hey.
Oh, how's your night going?
All right.
That's
Just
good.
got out of the shower.
Oh, jeez. We're trying to DoorDash tonight, but it's pretty slow. So I'm
Oh,
not
man.
sure. Yeah. So I'm not sure how long I'm going to stay out here tonight, but
Monday
yeah,
Night
we're outside.
Football should be.
I know. I know. It's still, well, it's still going on, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure. Yep. I did watch a couple games today. Well, I watched the Bills game,
All right.
and I wasn't too happy about that. I'm a Bills fan, and it was right down to the end, and then they ended up losing, and yeah, it was a nail biter for sure.
What was the score? I didn't get to watch any football.
1920,
Wow.
Miami
Now
won.
that's a good score. That's it. Like you said, a nail biter there.
Yep. So how's the pool
Oh,
business
what?
going?
Oh, busy.
Oh,
Busy.
busy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it? I think it was Saturday that you were doing your live, or was it Friday? Was it Friday or Saturday? It was
I thought,
Friday.
yeah.
Friday I was there 12 hours. Saturday I was there 13 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. And today I did some few miscellaneous things, like some work in the shop, and then I go back to that pool room tomorrow, next day, to finish up the specialty table, 7 foot diamond pro. Oh, I'm sorry, 7 foot smart table, and there's a 9 foot gold Brunswick Gold Crown 4 in there that needs some attention.
Oh,
New
okay.
block, and it's a 3 piece slate, and it's all out of whack. I've never recovered that table, so it's just not putting new cloth on the table. It's pretty in depth when you're going to getting a pool table flat and level and playing properly to tournament specifications and whatnot. So,
That's an interesting thing to do, I mean,
oh yeah, it's always something.
you don't hear too much about that.
No, no, it's luckily I have a lot of friends in the industry over the years. I've met a lot of people and have some specialized training. You should kind of, I guess I could kind of say, and so it's my line of work is kind of like a specialty. specialized type of work. It's just not your average slap the cloth on and bang the balls off the rails kind of thing.
So, where you're from, how's the COVID pandemic thing going?
Uh, it's Iowa. Iowa has lifted a lot of the restrictions and I guess you could say the mandates. So like you're not required to wear a mask anywhere except for in like a hospital. So like when you walk into a hospital or medical facility, like they'll hand you a mask. But other than that, you're not required. But um, the Omicron or whatever, it's going around and people are getting sick from it. And I mean, I've had the vaccine and the booster, but I haven't had the third round. But knock on wood, um, it's definitely no joke. I was like,
Well,
oh,
yeah,
whatever, COVID's like a cold. Nah, man, it's killing people. like,
right. I know. Well, they said it's not a quote unquote pandemic anymore. Biden went on the news and said that it wasn't labeled as a pandemic, but I still see lots of people in hospitals, people dying. So, I mean, I don't
yeah,
know what you would want to call
anybody with
that.
underlying health conditions or a health condition or bad health, unhealthy, and they get COVID, it can be a very difficult struggle to come back from it, or if not, it's almost
Yeah.
certain. It's crazy.
Well, that's good that, you got your vaccines and everything. So,
Yeah, I mean, hell, there's people with the vaccines that are
oh,
still
yeah,
getting,
I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
and
Um, I told, actually, I, I know, um, a lot of people who still got COVID, even being vaccinated, which I always thought if you were vaccinated, that means that you wouldn't catch something, but I don't know what vaccines mean anymore. So,
or it's just not supposed to be as bad. Um,
yeah.
but for
Well,
example,
people
go ahead.
around here are wearing more people are wearing, even though it's not mandated, more people around here are wearing masks than they were before.
Sure.
So, and they don't have to. So, you know that something's going around if you're seeing a lot more people voluntarily wearing masks.
Yeah, same thing here. People are just excuse me, yawning. People, grocery stores, supermarkets around the everywhere will have um, masks on. I don't know what I'm doing here. Trying to mess with my settings.
Oh,
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 sorry.
jeez. We're talking about COVID, and here you are sniffling and sneezing.
Oh,
It's
dude,
hilarious.
it's like the allergy season for me. I'm like, no matter if I take allergy medication or not. Oh man, I've got like the worst allergies.
Oh, it sucks.
My friend, I don't know where he's at exactly. He travels a lot, but he's over the Pacific Northwest, and um, some of the places you go, you're required. You can't come in the building unless you have. It's like a bowling center, unless you have the vaccine and the proof of vaccine, the card.
Wow.
So, like he was saying, okay, if everybody in the building is vaccinated and has proof of it and has a booster, and he goes in there without being vaccinated, what's the big deal? If if the vaccine's supposed to prevent you from getting sick or what's the point
They
of him?
lowered that a lot around here. Like you don't have to show proof of vaccination, which you shouldn't have to anyways. Um, they don't even ask anymore, like doctors and stuff and whatnot here. But um, yeah, it's definitely been weird, and I definitely know a lot of people or people have known people, like young people, just dying unexpectedly too, and that's been happening too,
There's a
which
lot
is
of conspiracies that people will have as well.
yeah. Oh, of course.
I have a
I
friend
was,
in Italy, and he says they're very, um, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. They require everybody to be vaccinated, but if you don't, you're like you can't go anywhere. Like you have to have that card, like
really?
just if you're walking down the street and don't have
What?
that and you don't have the mask on, the police will come up and arrest you.
No.
Yeah. And people like so you have to have that card. Well, people are getting that it's like a I don't know like a QR code.
Yeah.
The people are getting their QR code tattooed on them.
What?
Yeah.
Is this legit? Are
I,
you just pulling my
I
chain? Do I have to find somebody in Italy that I know
I
to
promise.
confirm this?
I promise. I wouldn't. My friend wouldn't pull my chain either. He lives in a small village.
Where did you meet him from?
Um, the billiards through the billiard industry.
Oh, okay. That's so weird. That's just weird to me that like, and they're arresting people too. If it's like,
They are arresting people. Yes, he actually got arrested.
if you're walking in the street without a mask,
Yes,
what?
yes.
What is that about? Like, you can't. That's like infringing upon people's like rights. Like
Italy is no joke. Like they are. It's crazy. It's a European continent. Um if you have like let's say you have a 97 Chevy Silverado, like if you see these people driving around here with 97 Silverado, big tires and jacked up tall trucks over there, um they're trying to do away with all those gas guzzlers or emission spitters. So they'll pull you over. They'll find a reason to pull you over, and they'll ask for the paperwork for the vehicle. And if you present the
wow,
paperwork, basically they'll take the paperwork. So now you cannot go register the vehicle the next year.
jeez,
And so what he'll do is just not bring his paperwork with him and say, "Oh, I don't have it," and they'll give him a fine. We just go pay the fine. He says, "So you just never take your paperwork with you."
that's
It's
crazy.
it's crazy. That's crazy. Gasoline is sold by the liter over there, and it's $5 and some change per. Well, they go by the euro over there, but to convert it, it's like $5 or more per liter.
Wow.
Yeah,
You see,
that's
we
you know.
complain so much here, and then it's like, look over there. But I mean, the thing is you. I don't know. Like,
Oh, yeah, they're so restricted over there. Like all the preservatives and stuff that's in our food, you're not gonna find. You'll find some of it in like specialty type of stores. You'll find it kind of like when you go to like around here. If you go to a um I guess you could say like a supply chain that supplies like Mexican food or Chinese, Oriental food, you'll find specialties type of things. But most stuff, my I wrote to is like
Up, it looks like we're losing you. You're cutting out there. Oh, we'll just wait till he picks back up his connection. How's everybody else doing tonight? Up there he is. I am not getting the delivery orders that I thought I would be getting tonight. Let's see. Mm. So everybody, check out Bimbo's channel. He does the College of Knowledge of Rock Knowledge. Very knowledgeable. We're going to be doing an AC/DC stream soon. So that'll be fun. See if I drive, if I can get some more orders for tonight. Oh, let's see. Hey, you're back.
hey, I see you're rolling now. You're driving.
Yeah, well, I'm still trying to find an order. I haven't gotten one. I got one, but it wasn't a good offer, so I didn't take it. So, yeah, we're just gonna go towards another restaurant and see if I can get anything that way.
The streets don't look too busy. Or the roads, I should say.
No, I mean, a Monday night, it's almost 11 o'clock here. It's not really that busy.
Yeah, I hear you. About an hour's difference from here. Almost
Yeah.
10 o'clock here.
Let's see. There's a Fridays. It's probably still open. There's also a Tai Chi bubble tea place here that people like. And Panera looks like Panera's still open, but they're
The
probably only
TGI
open till 11.
is here, and The TGI Fridays we had here closed.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
They're
Whatever
they're putting up
whatever reason.
a lot of they're putting up a lot of really nice places here. They're doing a really good job. They I want to say within the past 5 years, we've gotten a lot of like the Tai Chi bubble tea place. That's cute. Chick-fil-A. Trying to think what else that they built recently. I think they're
Chick-fil-A
trying to
does
get
real
them.
well.
Oh, geez, Chick-fil-A here is like when it first came here, like the wait was forever. And so I tell you, I'm like, all right, let's try Chick-fil-A. And it's okay. I really like their Chick-fil-A sauce. I like that, but
Yeah.
yeah, but I didn't see anything spectacular for people to be wrapped around the building, you know?
Yeah, their chicken has a particular type of following.
Well, yeah, like they promote like that they're, Christian religious people and whatnot, and so, you should buy, I guess, so you should
Oh,
buy your food
oh
from
yeah.
them. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I think any, I don't know. I guess I have a different viewpoint, kind of, but yes. So we're at TGI Fridays at the mall here. This, um, when COVID hit,
You guys have Popeye's chicken?
we do. I hate Popeye's chicken. I really hate Popeye's chicken. I'd rather have KFC over Popeyes. Let's do the debate:
Wow, it's horrible.
KFC or Popeyes?
Oh yeah.
I, we don't have a lot of Popeyes chicken here. I think there's one in Henrietta, and if you go by the Thruway, there's one off the Thruway, and I think I stopped at the one off the Thruway once, and I couldn't. It was just, yeah. I don't. You know what? I think what it is I would just rather prefer to make my own chicken and deal with it like that. So yeah, so we're waiting Fridays. Oh, don't like that again. We're gonna have a. Hey, there you are.
I don't know what the deal is.
We were gonna have the big
Seems like we're
chicken debate:
talking.
Popeyes or
We
KFC.
we start talking bad about anything, and the shit crashes. Like we've got Big Brother looking over our shoulder. I guess.
Well, I have a good
Uh,
signal. How's your signal?
okay. I mean, it's not like I've got full signal, but the Popeye's chicken's got really bad around here. When it first came in this area, it was like wrap around the building type of thing, and they screwed themselves. They, I guess they had like a health inspector, health inspecting, check out the building, check out the food prep, and they failed miserably. And when they put it on the news, and they put it in the newspapers and all how bad they failed, and it was like, oh, I've never eaten there again. Like unprepared
Well,
buckets of chicken laying on the floor in the
yeah.
sink, and
Well, like that's the thing. Like, okay, so I worked in a food prep area before, and everyone should be generally aware that most kitchens aren't like what your kitchen is at home. Like with those kitchens, it's you're really, I don't know. So if you're concerned about eating places, you know, you would be surprised. And like
That
um and for them to like fail a health inspection, I wouldn't eat there. Actually, but I have to tell you that once a place fails, usually it's pretty safe to eat there afterwards because they're worried about, then they'll get like really strict on everything. But yeah.
Yeah, chicken is no joke. Chicken and bacteria love each other. And
Oh,
so
yes.
you got to you have to be really careful. Chicken, pork, any raw meats.
Well, I mean, if you figure this, think about it like this. So, but it's fried, right? So, like, they're gonna fry it up anyway. So, as long as they're cooking it, and get all the bacteria out of it, I guess it really doesn't matter. But yeah. So the question is, have you don't like that? Have you had COVID yet? Oh, no, he's not on. Fridays. Okay, don't like that. We'll let you back on again. Okay, don't. Keeps on
Oh
kicking you
boy.
off.
Yeah, I don't. It's weird. It just goes silent or blank. I can see myself, but I can't hear you or any audio. Like, and the video freezes. So I don't know. Like the live is running, like the minutes is running, but I'm not sending or receiving anything. I guess I don't know.
So, don't like that. Have you had COVID?
No, not that I know of.
No. Yeah, the
I've
great
took
COVID question.
I've taken COVID tests before because I've been around somebody like, hey, I did tested positive, and I was like, man, I was there like 2 days ago. Oh shit! So I took COVID test.
Yeah.
Knock on wood. I don't need that. I don't need shit. Have you had COVID yourself?
Yes, I've had it 2 or 3 times.
Brutal. My girlfriend's had it a few times, and oh my goodness, it was like the 4th of July. We were together on the 4th of July, and the next day she's like, "Oh, I just felt horrible. I felt like shit." And took a COVID test, and sure enough, she had it. But we were together on the 4th of July, and so I took COVID test, waited a few days, took another one, and so I dodged a bullet there.
Oh, there you go.
My sister's had it, and her husband and daughter. My dad's had it. Um,
I don't think I've known too many people who haven't gotten COVID. At
that's
least
true.
once.
It takes it out. I've had some older friends and relatives that have gotten it, and they said they feel like they were gonna die. Like they like literally they felt horrible. My friend up in Washington or Pacific Northwest that I was telling you that they, in order to go into a bowling alley, you got to have that vaccination card and all that shit. Uh, he is 63 or 4, and he smoked cigarettes the majority of his life. And he quit smoking when he got COVID, and he's quit since. He thought
Wow.
he said he was feel like he was dying.
Yeek.
Yeah, he smoked cigarettes since he was like 12. He's,
Wow.
you know, Tom Reed caught that shit. He said he felt like he was dying, and who knows what long term health effects are going to come from it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's brutal. It's a brutal. But so did you check out Bimbo's Rock of Knowledge? We had a panel.
Tonight?
We did no, it was the other night. We had a panel for Bruce Springsteen. It was his birthday. So we talked
Oh, I
about
missed
our
it.
favorite Bruce Springsteen. Yeah. We're gonna do an AC/DC night too, so that's coming up. So that should be fun. Dress up in
Oh,
80s.
really? That'd be good. I can't remember. She was doing a trivia the other night on something, just like random questions, and I popped in there for a minute and was on. It seemed like Bobbles was live, Bimbo was live, you had a live, Tiffany had a live. It was like, oh, I was like, geez, Louise, but the Bobbles and
Yeah.
Tiffany's got so much drama. Like they just like promote drama or something. I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't take it. I'm
Hey,
like, oh,
I'm not gonna hate
jeez.
because she gets a lot of views, so she must be doing something right. I'm not a
Drama,
hater.
drama brings views. Look at soap operas and TV. What do you call those? Like reality shows. There's so much drama. Goodness.
People love it though. Millions of people watch that. People love watching stuff like that. People like seeing, you know, just like all like the depressing shows that people watch. People like watching that. Like intervention and whatnot, and yeah, those are that makes TV. That makes TV for sure. It's all right. We're gonna go to one more area and then possibly call it a night. Oh, there's California license plate. If if anybody wants to come on the channel, I'll post the link again. Uh, right now we're just dashing trying to find an order. So, what is everybody's favorite TV show? I'm going to Wegmans really quick. See if any orders come from here. Up, don't like that. Oh, let's see.
Party time.
All right, maybe you think you can stay on?
Yeah, I figured. I'm driving, so I figured if I drive and you drive, we'll stay connected. I don't know.
Where are you headed to tonight?
uh, I'm just going to the store. What's the name of that supermarket you went to the other night?
Wegmans.
Wegmans.
Yeah.
We don't have any of those fancy places around here. We don't even have a Kroger. There's no Kroger in this area. Just like we have a food chain popular. I guess it's. We had a Schnucks, but that closed down.
I'm taking it that you're from like a small town.
No, actually, no. It's not really a small town. Well, Davenport. It's part of the Quad Cities.
Okay.
I mean, we're not. I'd imagine if you put the Quad Cities as Davenport, Bettendorf, Moline, and Rock Island, but really there's a bunch of outlying Moline, East Moline, Rock Island, Davenport, Bettendorf. There's like more than 5, but they call it the Quad Cities. And then there's very.
Well, Iowa's like farmland, right?
Yes, there's a lot of farmland around this area, but I'm in the inner city. You got to drive a little bit of ways out of the city to get to any farm area. $3.17 for a gallon of gasoline here. What is it over there in your neck of the woods?
That's
See, look,
not
hey,
bad. My over here it's like 375 depending on where you go. Gas is almost right back to where it was before.
Yeah, crime in this area has there's a lot of crime in this area now. It's like tripled, quadrupled, 5, 10-fold.
Yeah, I think it's like that everywhere since COVID happened. I think that's happened like at a lot of places, to be honest with you. I know where I mean, I live in the suburbs of Rochester, so
Really,
it's
my
not.
friend moved from Rochester.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Whereabouts?
I don't know exactly. I have his old address. He moved from Rochester, New York, to um, San Juan, California. So he went from one coast to the other.
Yeah. Well, Bopak too used to live in Rochester.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. He lived here for a little bit. I think he went to college here for a while, and yeah, there's a lot of like colleges here.
Know where that's at. Sound like a familiar place?
Does it sound like a familiar place? Oh, grocery store.
No, no, Denshire Drive. In,
Oh, Denshire. No, that doesn't sound familiar to me. But the Rochester's a big city, so
yeah, yeah. Certainly.
like, did he live in the city or was it a suburb he lived in? You know what I mean? I don't. I mean, the town that I live in is big enough to be a city, so it could possibly be a street that I just don't know about in the town that I live in.
Did you hear me?
I hear you now.
I it was 290 or 29. What was that road?
You're gonna give out his full address. He is.
Or he moved. He lives in California. He's east of 490.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he's not by me then. If he's east of 490.
Yeah, like I
Well,
said, he
for
moved. He
actually,
moved.
okay, so 490 by okay, 4 490 runs east to west. So if he says he's east of 490, it's a hard one. Like 390 runs north to south, and then there's 592. So you have 390, 490, and 590. Those are the main intersections or interstates.
East of north of East Rochester.
Oh, okay.
So
So that'd be
technically,
like
it'd be
Webster or something. All right. I know whereabouts. Yeah, that's on the other side. I live on the west side of Rochester. So you have the west side and the east side. And he lives on the east side of Rochester in one of the suburbs. Yeah, Rochester's pretty big. You have East
not too far from the
Rochester.
lake.
Yeah, you have, let's see, East Rochester, Fairport, Pittsford, Harrington, Webster, Rondequoit. I live in Greece, so that's on the west side of Rochester.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
What's the temperature there now? Here it's getting cold. It's probably like
It,
59 here.
it's 58 here, so it's chilly. It's chilly. Fall's definitely here.
It's 9 degrees here.
What is it there?
49 degrees.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, well, here the thing is during the fall, because I'm so close to Lake Ontario, usually Lake Ontario like keeps it a little bit warmer for a while. Um, but then it's also a curse because then we get all the lake effect snow too.
Oh boy.
So yeah, yes. No, well, usually we don't. I want to say usually our first snowfall isn't until like I would say like the end of November, November-ish.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know. The area, the weather in this area is unpredictable. Totally unpredictable.
Here it's not. It's like that here too, though. I gotta admit, but it's not bad. So like, do you get like do you get tornadoes there?
Oh yeah, we're like we're in a tornado
Do you have a
here.
so do you have a bunker, a tornado bunker?
Um, we have basements here. Well, not everybody, but most. My house has a basement. Most homes have basements in them.
Okay. Well, yeah, we have a basement too, but I still don't feel like if a tornado came, I would feel safe. I don't know.
Yeah,
You gotta
we're
have like one. You gotta have one of those like the ones that you see on TV, the ones that they have in the middle of a field, and you just go down there.
yeah. No, we don't have any public access bunkers around here. People, dig and make their own, but
Yeah.
um,
Have you ever witnessed a tornado?
oh, certainly.
Really?
Oh
Oh my
yeah.
god.
Oh yeah.
Well, I remember when I was driving south, and I believe it was Arkansas. Um,
Oh yeah, that's Tornado Valley.
Literally, I was on the interstate, and I looked over, and I was like, "Please don't tell me that is what I think it is." I'm like, "Come on, let's hurry up and go and get way out of this path."
Yeah, I've seen them off in the distance. Oh, I don't know. I guess we made the national news. Um, it's called like a derecho or derecho came through here, and
Okay,
it fucked this area up.
really?
Oh yeah, like it's all over YouTube videos, like like buildings flying in the air and roofs getting ripped off houses and so forth. That really fucked this area up big time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, one of my neighbors had a trampoline. Like the kids got them like 15, 16-foot perimeter trampolines. It was, I don't know, 8 or 10 houses down the street. It got picked up and whipped it down the street in the air and impelled into a big ass like maple tree. Luckily,
Really?
luckily the tree caught it, because if it would have hit someone's house, it'd have been tragic.
Wow.
Oh yes, people's getting their roofs ripped off and barns getting blown over, and
That's crazy.
we're right here in the River Valley, so like you can go from Iowa to Illinois, like just by crossing the bridge, like you're in a whole nother state with a whole nother laws and so forth. So we just like this River Valley is known for some really weird weather.
So, I want to know what your opinion and thought is that about different states having different laws. Do you feel that you should know all the laws depending on what state you're living in? Do you think it's fair that like one state might have another law over another state?
That's a good question, because it's not like we're ever taught these things in school.
No, like no one ever, yeah, right. So like no one ever like really, like, I mean, there's some common sense things, right? Like, so you get taught, no drinking and driving, right? You get taught that, you when you get your license, or like there's very few laws. Obviously, like no stealing, you know. I mean, there's some things, but like no one teaches anybody these things. Like unless if you're a lawyer or, you go to school for it, like you're not
Yeah,
going to know. Like
yeah,
you could do something to your house and not realize that you did something that might have been against the law, like, or you're violating a permit, or it's
yeah.
just it's
It's well, for example, I know like vehicle codes, um, like window tints, like so it's different from Iowa to Illinois to what the regulations are. Helmet laws for motorcycles,
yeah.
um, things like that, and they decriminalized. Well, the state decriminalized marijuana in in um, in Illinois, so it's recreational, and it's not in Iowa,
Okay.
and so that is a big old controversy, because literally you could go right across the river. We call it crossing the creek because I mean it's a big river, but and we also have the Rock Island Arsenal. It's a military installation. It's a little island in the Mississippi, and that's all federally regulated. There's no state laws. It's all federal laws. So like they've got like big. It's a military installation. There's big gates, and you could like cops are constantly chasing people from Iowa to Illinois, and they get on this bridge. You could either go on the Arsenal Bridge or you can bypass it. And so when people get on this bridge running from the cops, of course they got gates and they close the gates. But if someone was like to try to ram the gates or whatever, the military, like, they can open fire on you.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it's um the second largest government owned house next to the White House is on that island.
That's crazy.
They make munitions and they make all kinds of armor and so forth over there, and it's a very secure place. I've installed a few pool tables over there.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a, believe it or not, there's a bar. It's called the the Dam View Lounge or the Lock and Dam Lounge, and it's open like 2 or 3 days a week, and they got a pool table in the back room, private. And then I did install the pool table for some military personnel that moved, and they stationed him there on the island. He lives in one of the government owned houses. These are like huge limestone, like, museum looking houses.
Yeah.
And I moved the table in there for him.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like confusing and weird because they still have federal laws. Like I talked to a doctor and I inquired about medical marijuana and just, asked about it and, because it is in New York, it's legal.
I didn't know that.
Um yeah, it's in New York, medically and recreational are both legal.
but not
And
but not federally. It's
but
still
not
federally.
federally. See,
It's still
see, so it's not. See, yeah, well, that's what the doctor said because he was like, "Well, you got to go to a special doctor, right?" So this is the process here. You have to go to a special doctor with a condition, right? And there's only a few doctors that can prescribe or license to prescribe marijuana.
Yep.
He wasn't really for it. Like when I talked to him, he's like, "Well, it's still federally um against the law." And I'm like, okay, well, this really doesn't make sense. But anyways, um so we talked about it for a while, and because I was just wondering, like, how does this work?
Yep.
Like if I need it or if someone I know needs it. I mean, I know it's legal now. And so you go to these special doctors who have a license to prescribe you marijuana. And then a friend of mine who lives in Florida, she told me that she saw one of those doctors, and so you get a card, right?
Yep.
So you have to sign up for this card, which is probably on some kind of like government database
You're right.
to so that you can legally obtain marijuana.
You're
And
right.
you you go to like a dispensary and then you kind of just pick whatever you want, I guess. And I'm just like, so it seems like, I mean, I don't even know, to be honest with you. I don't think that the marijuana is federally um, regulated either. So I don't know, like, like,
Not.
what's what's it really all about? Is it just people just growing marijuana now and starting businesses and selling it? Because um, I always thought, I always thought personally, I'm like, well, a lot of people that I knew who had health conditions, they were struggling with the medications that their doctors were giving them. They
Sure.
said that so they would do marijuana to help with either, they weren't for their appetite, for pain, for whatever. And I would
Yep.
ask them, I would ask them, I'd be like, why do you do marijuana? I don't, I generally just wanted to know. And they would literally almost start breakdown and crying to me and like telling me their story. They
Yeah.
would tell me like everything that they've been through. So it wasn't like a case where, oh, I just want to do marijuana just to get high and have a good time. Like these people would do it like in little amounts just so that they could either eat, have an appetite, or to control pain levels because they tried the medications that their doctors gave them and it just made them worse for whatever condition that they had. So,
Sure.
um, I was all for it. And this was before it was legal. This was before, it became legal to take it medically. Um, and I felt so bad for some of these people because they were just trying to live a work, like they weren't trying to, this wasn't a case where, oh, we just want to be stoners and that's it.
Yeah, yeah, hippie,
No,
whatever.
they would literally, and I'm not saying that they would get like completely wasted off of it either. Like, so they would literally, you wouldn't even know that they were high. So they must have, I don't know how many puffs or whatever that takes, but like so if you think about it, so they were doing that, acting like normal people, not going crazy or anything, just trying to live their lives. And then you think about it, how many people take prescription medications to do the same thing
Oh,
that might make you a
yeah.
little loopy, but not like crazy. So, I mean, I'm glad that they did it, but it's still confusing. It's all still new and like weird.
Well, I guess like just like anything, everything's got pros and cons. A double
Right.
double word. Um,
No, exactly. Exactly. And like
you know,
I said, like with the laws, sometimes they can be so confusing. Like you don't even know, like if you're really breaking a law with something. And
well, certainly that's like another thing, I guess. I guess if you're an Illinois resident and you buy some from dispensary, it doesn't say like I don't know. I've never been over there. I'm not a I'm
neither
not.
have I, but yeah.
But it does like does it like say on the door, do not go to another state with this in your possession? I don't think so.
No, I think it does. Like I think when you sign up for now, I looked at her card briefly, but my friend who does have a card for
So a
marijuana
medical
from other,
card. Okay.
I don't think that you can bring it to another state. You can only have it in whatever states in the state that you bought it
Sure.
from. Like,
Sure. But
so if
for example, I'm talking about recreationally, like just any Tom, Dick, or Harry can walk in there and buy a handful of joints.
oh
And yeah,
yeah,
they say, hey, don't you go across the river with this? But from what I understand, people from Iowa can go over to Illinois and still purchase it. But it's illegal in Iowa, so don't you dare come back across the river with it.
well the thing is that I know that there was the same thing with fireworks. I think so.
Oh,
Like
yep, 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 exactly.
So yeah, so New York, I'm not sure if it's still, I think it still is, but like people would have to go to like Pennsylvania to get fireworks, and then they would bring them back, or
Yep,
and
same shit. They just recently legalized fireworks in Iowa, but before everybody would go to either to Wisconsin or Missouri to buy their fireworks, and then they would bring them back here. And like you said, there was all kinds of discrepancies and so forth, and
I
it
think
just
the thing is I mean, like with fireworks and whatnot, like if so they make it illegal. Probably, I'm guessing the reason why it's illegal in certain states is because um they're concerned for people's safety because obviously like you can really hurt yourself um with
yeah,
fireworks.
sure,
So if that's the case, if that's why, then they should have everyone who purchases fireworks have to go through, like, it's almost like getting your driver's license.
yeah,
So, you go through like, I don't know, a 5 hour course or something, or maybe an hour course, right? So you have to sit
sure.
down, get certified, and then you can get like a card or something, say that, I took a safety certification on fireworks.
Y-
I think that's probably why they just made it illegal, because they were concerned for, the people hurting themselves, which
Yes,
I
yeah,
mean,
exactly. That's just like you can either have a medical marijuana license or a medical marijuana permit, or you can have a permit to carry a gun, but you can't have both.
right.
So, for example, like you said, there's a database on who is medically, um, I know, has a medical card, and who has a permit to carry, and just not a pistol. It's a weapons permit, so you can conceal a weapon, but if you have a
Well,
weapon,
I know with the gun laws, and I'm not sure if it's still the same. I'm not completely like up to date, but so in New York, like you can have a gun, right, with a gun permit. But then if you want to carry the gun, so if you want to carry it with you, I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe it is a different permit that you have to get to actually carry it on you. So like I think it's a lot linear. I think it's a lot less of a process to 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 get a gun if you just want one, like let's say at your house, or you want to go
sure,
hunting, um than if you just want to carry a gun, like if you want to just carry it to the store with you.
every
Now,
state has
I'm
different
sure I'm
regulations.
sure if you go to like Texas or something, like it's not as extensive. Like you hardly ever see people. You never see people. It's very rare, I should say. I shouldn't say you never, but you hardly ever see people with guns, carrying guns in New York.
Sure,
But um
here in
other
Iowa, you can have a gun on your holster, and like if as long as it's not concealed, you can have it like holstered like a cowboy, and it's perfectly legal. You can walk around with a shotgun slung over your shoulder or a rifle slung over your shoulder. It's it's the right to bear arms. There's nothing stopping anybody from carrying a gun around. Now,
Oh yeah.
if you conceal it, that's a different story.
Yeah. Well, right. Yeah, it's a whole other, like, you got to get permits for everything. A lot of people, I don't know. Yeah, that you don't see out in New York. You don't see people with like guns over their shoulders, just like random. Like,
Sure.
the only time you might see something like that is maybe, I'm thinking like the southern tier of New York, and they're going hunting. They're on a hunting trip, but like you just don't randomly see in the city or around here,
Yeah.
people just having a gun over their shoulder, like I honestly, I think if you were to do that here, you would probably, even though it is your right, just like you said, right to bear arms, even even though that is your right, like you would probably scare a whole bunch of people.
Oh yeah, it happens here. People do it, just try to do their Second Amendment right, and they carry a gun around, and of course it gets people attraction to them. People call the cops, and cops will come over.
Right, or yeah.
Hey, what are you doing? And people are like, oh, I'm just practicing my Second Amendment right. The cops are like, well, you got a lot of calls coming in saying you're walking around with a gun. And of course, they're going to stop the person, and they're going to ask them
Yeah, they can't.
to make
Yeah.
warrants and so forth like that. But that's nonsense. People who just want to exercise their right to bear arms. But I see it
Just
all.
because, yeah, I guess you can, like, no one's saying you can't do that, but if you're like, I don't know. Yeah,
I
yeah. So
I wouldn't be
if
surprised if I go into this a Walmart and there's at least one or two people carrying a gun in a holster, like it's like they're a cowboy, like it's like on their side, and there's nothing against that. You don't have to have no permits. Anybody can do
Yeah.
it. Of course, if somebody gets alarmed and they call the cops on you and you're a felon or you're unable or what's the word there I've seen being used, ineligible to carry or possess a firearm. People are carrying guns and they're ineligible.
Okay.
And so if they got a pending court case or so forth, that they're ineligible to carry it, and they're arresting people for ineligibility of carrying a firearm or even ammunition. If you're a felon, you're not even supposed to have ammo.
See, I know if you're a felon, I know it causes a lot more problems as far as um a lot of your rights are taken away if you're a
Yeah,
felon.
if you're a felon
Um
in Iowa and get caught with a gun, it's 5 years in prison.
yeah, you have to really watch yourself because obviously if you're a felon, you probably did something really bad
Well,
and not.
if you get 3 OWIs, you're a felon in Iowa. So
Oh,
you
really?
yeah, so you can be a felon by having three OWIs, and now they're pulling people over, and they say, well, you appear to be intoxicated, not by alcohol, but you appear to be high on pot or whatever somebody might be high on, because that specific officer is trained to detect a person who is intoxicated. And they're like, oh, well, you look and appear, your eyes are unsteady, you're you're under arrest for OWI. You're like, wait a minute, I just worked a 12-hour shift, I'm tired, I drank 4 cups of coffee trying to stay awake, and I'm trying to get home, go to bed. Well, you're, according to my expertise, you're intoxicated. Like,
Well,
what?
you can always fight that because the thing is I know here if they think that you're under the influence and then if you go to court for that cuz that's obviously a major, that's not like, oh, a parking ticket or something. um you can get a lawyer, and if they, because
Certainly.
you don't know exactly what the proper procedures that they have to do to actually, um for the police have to follow very strict guidelines.
Yeah, it's protocol.
um
Sure.
and if they don't do one thing, then your case is ruled out. Like most of the time, if they think that you're under the influence and they write you a ticket, and if they don't have like the breathalyzer, or with marijuana, like you might have to take a blood test. I'm not sure how they determine
Yeah.
that right
That.
now, or if it's still getting regulated. But they have to have pretty valid proof, like
Yeah. Sure.
pretty concrete proof, and like you can always get a good lawyer too if you need to do that. If you're innocent, you're gonna fight it, right? Like you're gonna do the most that you can to fight that. That's not, you know um something to be taken lightly, and you would be surprised. Like, don't, just because, you got, like, what, there was a time when the cops, here, they had a stop going on to the expressway, and they were checking registration and inspection stickers,
Oh wow.
and the cop pulled me over. He goes, "Here, pull off to the side." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, I'm thinking, I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, "All right." And I must have, expired registration or inspection. So then I'm looking at my stickers, and I'm like, "No, they're not." I'm like, "They're not." And I told the police officer, he was literally in the middle of writing me a ticket for expired. Yeah, I'm serious. And I was like, do you want to take another look at that? You know, and then he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And then like he let me go.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so sometimes you have the right to um stand up for yourself in court. I mean, that's kind of why there's a court system, you know. So if you got pulled over and let's just say you were a little tired or you know whatever,
Sure.
and they try to tell you that you were under the influence of something, you can always just you know you can fight it.
Sure.
That's
Yeah.
what.
Exactly. You have to exercise your rights, and
It's a pain in the butt. Like it's
that
definitely like an
get
inconvenience,
expensive.
but you know it's worth it if you think about it because
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know
You put that stuff on your record.
no, you don't want like DWIs and all sorts of you know.
One thing that's kind of odd about Iowa that I think, there's no vehicle inspection. You don't have,
Really?
yeah, there's no, you don't have to have your vehicle inspected.
What?
Yeah, there's no, in Missouri, of all the hillbilly places, Missouri has an inspection sticker. Iowa does not.
Well, you see where the problem is with that is like so I always thought to myself too, I'm like, oh, the DMV, they just want to, you know, they want to get money for the state, blah, blah, blah. But if you think about it, with inspection stickers, like it's just to make sure that your vehicle's safe on the road, not only for yourself, but other people.
That's
You
true.
know, they want to make sure that you're driving, that the motor vehicle that weighs, you know, a ton and that you're just driving on the road, sharing it with everybody else is safe to drive. So,
Yep.
I mean, I get it.
Well, I
Um,
picked walk in the store here. I don't want to bore everybody with Wally World.
oh, geez. Walmart,
Wally World. You want to see?
Walmart run. Oh, are you going to show us all of the people who are shopping this
You
late
want
at
to see
night
the?
at Walmart?
Yeah, you want to see the people of Walmart?
The people of Walmart.
Check out these guys. What? The
Yes.
people of Walmart. There's like, YouTube videos and all that, TikTok and every video platform you can imagine. The people of Walmart. The
That was a
crazy.
huge that was a huge thing for a long time. The
Oh yeah.
people, yeah. I think people purposely just dress up just to, you know, they like it. They like it. I think people just do that just for like shock value, you know?
Yeah, I've seen some shocking shit here.
I'm sure you have. So do you feel like, you know, if people are walking around with guns and you're let's say you saw somebody at a Walmart with a gun, like would you feel unsafe? Or would you just be
No,
like, whatever, he has a
it's
gun, you know?
yeah, it's so common here, and most people that do, they're like, I've seen a few people who are kind of city goers looking people, but most of the people you see with pistols on their sides are like cowboys or like country boys.
Yeah, like I think if you're out there and you have a gun that's visible, I don't think that you're just some maniac that's just gonna like
Certainly.
start, you know, just cause like people that do that. Usually, you're not just gonna see them walking around with a gun. It's usually they're there to do something to people. You know, they're not just walking around the store with a gun.
Yeah, most of these stores will have like big signs on the front door with a gun with a big X through it. Like,
Oh, they don't want you to have it in the stores.
yeah, a lot of places will say, it's our policy.
Right. Well, it's private property. You have to remember when you're in a store, you're right. It's private property, so they can make up whatever rules that they want, even if it's legal. Like like it's like going to like a restaurant or a club and they want you to wear like certain clothes. Like it's legal
Yeah, yeah,
to wear whatever you want, but to go to that restaurant or whatever, you have to wear like a collar, no hats, or
yeah, yeah, certainly. Well, I'm about to fill up my hands. I gotta get some more oil for an oil change, so I'm
Okay.
gonna hang this up, and I gotta figure out which stuff to get. Hope you all have a good. How many people are in the room? I can't even see how many people are in the room.
We only have one in the room right now. I think we
And
were up to like 7 at one point when we were talking
you guys,
about.
you guys suck. You need to all subscribe to Michelle's channel.
You know what? I'm actually shocked that I'm getting the amount of views that I have been getting because I was off for so long, and then I got a lot of views with my short videos, the shorts that I did.
Yeah.
And, and then, I mean, I'm still getting around 100, over 100 views on my videos. So I think the more videos I put out, the more of a following I'll probably end up getting from it. But I gotta think of some more interesting content because I'm not sure if everyone just likes to watch me DoorDash and drive. We'll see. I'll
We,
have to figure something out.
we gotta like make drama, right? You said that's what
Right, you're
gets you.
right. Even though I'm seriously not that type of person, but I think honestly, if I made like a video, just like, we'll just have to act or something
Yeah,
and
yeah. Like
start fighting.
they,
Like I can, you know what? I should have Tom Reed come on my panel and we should just like, I don't know, we should just like
and
argue or
that's like
something.
that's one person that's hooked a lot of people up. Is Tom. It's like that's how I found Bobbles, and that's how I found Tiffany and yourself. And what's Bimbo. Like so that's like quite a few different and a couple other channels too I've subscribed to. But
So I have a question. Have you ever heard of a music art or a comedian named John LaJoy?
John LaJoy, I don't think so.
Okay, so you have to look up this guy. And with our gun talk, it kind of reminded me of he had a song called "Guns Don't Kill People," and it's a skit. It's like a comedy skit, and he came out with it. It was a while ago. Um, he came out with a bunch of music videos, but they're funny videos. Like there's these songs, but they're funny. Like so, you'll definitely have to look him up and tell me what you think
Oil,
about him.
yeah, yeah, I'll check them out. Oil filter selection. What a
Oh,
what a con-
fun
what a
times.
yeah, yeah. No, Jeff, I'm good.
Oh wow, someone asked if you're okay. Wow, you have good customer service at that Walmart.
Yeah, well, and I think another thing is like if you're taking video or pictures in Walmart, a lot of times
Yeah,
they'll stop you and say you can't be taking video, you can't be taking pictures in here. This is private property. A lot of times they'll stop you from doing video.
yeah, they can do that. I mean, it's
Yeah.
definitely it's their right. They can make up whatever rules they want, and you can
So I
not
was like,
shop there.
I'll just take the whole pallet of oil.
Make a YouTube. That's good video content. I just bought this whole pallet. What? What is going on here?
All right, I'll catch y'all later.
Are you leaving us? All right. He's gone. He's got to get his oil. So yes, folks, I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna get going. DoorDash is definitely just not paying the bills tonight. So um, I just hope everyone has a good night. Just gonna drive home now. Don't like that was a very nice special guest. Let's see. Let's take a look. Let's see. Are you back? He's like, I'm back. Oh, you're back. All right. Did you get your oil? Oh, you're too much. Let's see, we're almost home. Like and subscribe. The Late Night Adventures. Here, we're gonna turn the camera. I do not have a social media account for my YouTube channel. I do have a Facebook and Twitter. I'll have to post it. I'll have to post it for you guys. And let's see. Yes, we're going with the polka dots tonight. Let's see. 1 second. We're just going to turn the camera off. This is just so you guys don't get. Oops. All right, everyone. Well, I'm going to take off tonight. Everyone have a good night and see you later.